Welcome to yet another episode of Snapshot, home of the 15-minute selfie with me, Marilyn Green. Yes, this is part of one of my bucket lists again. I got a big bucket list, and this is a little bitty bucket list, but nevertheless, I love it, and I would love for you to share the show, tag a friend, share the show, tag the friend, repeat. All right. So today, first day of October. I'm so excited because I have to tell you a little bit about what I got going on first. I'm going to relaunch Girl Who Don't You Know. I'm going to transform minds one show at a time again, beginning this week, this coming up. It's exciting, it's thrilling. So many different things coming up. I'm going to have a different show in which I just talk about things that kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, or something that's going to help you out. It's just going to be me. It's going to be the heart of the host or the hostess, whatever you want to say. Girl Who Don't You Know is coming back with up to date trending things, conversations that's going to move you to your next level. Hey, I got a Facebook group that's coming up called Girl Who Don't You Know, moving you to the next level and helping you to network. So many times people say, well, Marilyn, how did you become the girl? The behind the girl who don't you know is because I know how to network. And so I'm going to show you how to network as well. So stand how would I say? Just wait and see. Okay, that's it. So let me bring my guest up on Snapshot, home of the 15-minute selfie. And let me just say this. I met this wonderful, brilliant, um, soft spoken. I say that, but for real, she a powerhouse. Okay, she one of those quiet storms. That's it. That's her. Okay, she's a quiet storm, and she's always saying they pretty too. And so it's Selena Ware, and I tell you what, it's just a pleasure to know her. And here she comes right now. Selena, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am good. I am so good. I'm going to put your name up here. Let me show your name. All right, Selena Ware,
Hello.
entrepreneur, technology leader. Okay. Now, let me just say this before you start. She is also a veteran. I love veterans. Okay. And we thank you for your service. We really do. She was
Thank
in
you.
the Navy. You always hear Air Force and Army, but you Navy. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much for your service. So, we're here on the 15-minute selfie. And I really want to know, you say entrepreneur, what do you do? Tell us a
Thank,
little bit about that. Unpack it.
thank you for asking. So, I say entrepreneur because I started in the space of learning to be unashamed that, we've been given a host of gifts, right? God doesn't
Yes,
just give us one thing, right? So I always struggle when people ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like they can be more than one thing. You don't have to just be one thing, right?
that's
So
right.
the entrepreneur piece of it is one of the companies that I started a couple years ago was a consulting firm. And it really started on from the premise of even in the Navy, I was a career counselor. So I always met people on their worst day when they had a moment of just giving up and being dramatic because someone irritated their spirit and they wanted to
Okay.
just get out the military.
I like that.
Here they
I
come
like
telling
that.
me I'm getting out. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about the money first, and then you tell me if you still want to get out.
That part right there. That
So,
part. Go
so,
ahead.
so my space of service was also in technology, but my collateral duty, meaning my extra job in the military, was a career counselor. And it was always to me about serving, right? You want to get out. I appreciate that. This is your career. This is what you're making. This is what you're on track to make. This is what you would have to do to make what you're making now if you get out today. So my goal was always to help them make better decisions without the emotion.
Wow. I love that. Better decisions without the emotion. But the first thing you did was extract that emotion out. And
Yeah,
the quickest way to get somebody's head right is start talking about money. Okay.
right.
And that you're gonna get a dime if you leave today. If you leave tomorrow, you'll get $1.
Right,
That's what you talk.
right,
That's what you had to help them out, because
right.
everything is hard, Selena. Life is hard.
It is.
So
Like,
you
yeah.
gotta determine what you want to do. So yeah, I like that part. But now I know you are well, a counselor. You know, like I said before, when I introduced you, a quiet storm. I believe that. Okay. And then I found out. I finally saw a picture because Selena and I was in a mindset class for 6 weeks, and that's how I met her. Millionaire mindset class. But you know, we always see people as floating heads. We don't see the rest of their body. So I had the opportunity to see her, and she's tall. I'm like, oh my God, she's tall. I didn't know that, Selena. I saw your
You're
picture
so funny.
doing that play with your son, which one of the actors in, you know. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, she tall. But nevertheless, when you talk, I'm sorry, I said she tall, but everybody tall to me because I'm like 5'3". I'm
Yeah, but
short.
you cute, but you cute. Most of my friends are
Okay, thank you.
challenged with height, so it's okay.
It's okay. Thank you so much. I'm vertically challenged. I mean, vertically challenged. But anyway, I went to your website and it also says that you do a bunch of things. Let me write it down. Let me talk about career coaching. You talked about that. How about resumes, interviewing? You do all that.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
How does that go? I mean, tell us one of the funniest stories that you could think of
Oh
somebody saying,
my
I
God,
need a, okay, I know this is not on the script, y'all. Anyway,
it's
tell
okay.
me the funny one of somebody calling you and say, hey, I need a resume. And I'll put the scenario. They didn't have no type of experience in that type of job. What happened? Tell us something. I know you got one.
I do, and you know what, Miss Marilyn, what the Millionaire Mindset Academy did teach me is that we don't have to take everybody.
Ah,
Like we really don't,
we don't.
right?
We don't.
And I if I could share with anyone, like, don't look to get a resume once you find a job that you want. You need to have a resume to
Hmm.
begin with,
That's
so that
right.
when you do find something, you can then just elevate it and modify it. That's it.
That's
Because
it.
once you find a job that you want, it has a start date and an end date when that job is not going to be posted anymore.
Hmm.
And less than 75% of resumes that are submitted through an application tracking tool are even seen by a human. So
Wow.
you're setting yourself up for failure when you try to
Wow.
fast track the process.
75%.
Yeah,
So what are they seeing by then? A machine or what?
yes, it is. It's an application tracking tool. So if your resume is not designed to showcase a job that you're applying for, then it's just going to push it to the reject file. And you're going to get the email within 48 hours saying, thank you for applying. We're going to move in a different direction.
Okay, so listen, Selena. So just give it a quick little hint. I'm just gonna throw it out there, and you can co-sign it or elaborate here. They're looking for keywords. They gotta be.
Exactly. Exactly. They're looking
That's
for
it.
keywords. They're looking for keywords. They're looking for those soft skills. They're looking for, and really, honestly, over 50, even on LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn profile, if you don't have one, I would advise anyone get one,
Mm-hmm.
because they're looking at the skills. They're literally running reports to see if the skills that's in the job description match skills that's on the resume. That's the first pass. So if it's not there, you're not going
Wow.
to there's not going to be a conversation had.
Wow. They take your stuff. I'll help you out and put it in file 13, which no one ever looks at anymore.
Exactly.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
the first thing. So you help people to get past the first hurdle and get
Yes.
to that second one with the hopes of actually getting the position
Well,
because you also do.
having a conversation.
Yes, a mock. You do a mock interview with them. You're trying to get there, what they say, foot in the door,
Yes.
so that you'll be able and ready to, talk about your skills when you get in there, right? And
Yes.
that's part of what you do too. I say mock interview planning.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually do like a scenario with them, or how does that
I
work?
pretend to be interviewing them because a lot of times people, as you know, I mean, you're doing interviews now. You
Yes,
consistently doing interviews, and people they're calm and comfortable when they're sitting on your couch talking to Miss Marilyn in the living room.
right.
But then when they get on the light, or when you like, okay, we're about to start recording, you're kind of sometimes you have to pull a conversation out of them. Sometimes people think they're ready for an interview and they have all the answers, and they don't. Because what happens if you think you're interviewing with one person, and when you show up to the Zoom or the
It's a
Microsoft
whole
Teams
panel.
meeting, and it's five people sitting there looking at you?
Mm,
It's all about showing the best version of yourself, and you don't get there without practice.
that's exactly right.
We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for progression.
That's right. I like that. And I have to jump in here and plug my own show. That's what I like about Snapshot. Come on my show. Okay. Do your pitch, do whatever you need to do, get
Mm-hmm.
the practice that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So the people may not know me at all for real, but I'm gonna pull out some questions, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you try to feel comfortable that you can go on and do it. Because it's hard talking to people that you don't know. It's kind of hard sometimes talking to people you do know, depending on what the conversation is, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's really hard, and that, and that's what you help them to do. So you create resumes, you modify them, you do all that. Now let's get to the technology part, okay? Tell me about that. I read that you were in Navy intelligence, career counseling. You said logistics, information technology, and I love this. Let me just put this in there right now. You said that your consulting firm is a boutique. Why did you choose the word boutique?
Because Miss Marilyn, we always like a good boutique.
I know
We
it.
don't
It's
we don't
classic.
want to be looking like have everything on everybody else got. So I don't believe in a one size fits one approach,
Uh huh.
right? Everyone is an individual. So I try to meet people where they are. If they're hourly and they want to go salary, you've been at the house for 10 years, but you still know how to run circles around managing a household. I need to pull that skill set out of you so that I can make sure we articulated appropriately on your resume. I need to put all the goodness that we have and we've learned inside of you, so that when you walk into that interview, you can be comfortable, and you can turn that it'll start out as an interview, and when you leave, it'll feel like a conversation. So
Yes.
it's not a one size fits all approach. Is I meet you where you are, because everybody has different skill sets, everybody has different career
Right.
paths and planning, and so any resume you get from me, you will not be able to Google it and just find it somewhere on the internet. Your resume will be perfectly designed for you, and the experience, the same.
Wow. I got somebody I need to send to you right now because they wrote me and said, well, how many years I need to go back, especially the people that are baby boomers, because baby boomers are pretty hot now. Okay. People need our skill sets. They also need our soft skills. They need
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of things in order to get into or get back into the workforce. Okay.
Right.
Because workforce is taking a real hit based on COVID-19. And
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's recovering. What's your thoughts on that, Selena? Is it recovering, or meaning are they getting back stronger? Because let me just tell you real quick, real funny here. I can go to St. Louis Bread Company, Panero, and they'll tell me we close with the drive-through because they ain't got no people. I'm upset. I'm mad. I'm saying, okay, you ain't getting my money. I'm mad. I'm mad. Okay, so I'm not getting out. So I'm saying, that's part of it, isn't it? With
Yes,
the
ma'am.
workforce.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so what's really going on? Tell us the skinny on that one. What's going on?
Well, what's is funny but sad. It's really more jobs out there than people right now. It's
Wow.
all about what jobs somebody is willing or they want to do, right? So,
Hmm.
um, I personally feel like as far as COVID, it's created some good habits and some bad habits. So if you're in a financial sector and you're looking for a financial job, you have to be mindful. COVID, everybody was at home, right? But they
Yes.
couldn't get rid of those buildings. So now they're pushing people to come in 3-4 days a week
Yes.
because they couldn't give up. They couldn't lease, or they couldn't sell the building. If you're say in a healthcare field, like if you're a nurse right now and you wanted to work from home or even be a traveling nurse, you could write your own ticket
Wow.
in the medical field. You could literally write your own ticket. If you have a customer service background, not condoning this, but you could have 2 or 3 jobs at the house. You just have to learn how to manage your calendar.
I like that. I like that. But see, another point, real quick, that you're saying is this: that a lot of times people say, I am just a receptionist. Let me tell you something. That is not right because you have to dig deeper. You know, I like words. We know we like words of affirmation. We like that stuff, right?
Yep.
You got to look in and say, what does the receptionist do? They got
Mhm.
some mean, what's that, conflict resolution
Yep.
skills.
Yep.
Okay. They got
Yep.
a whole bunch of different things. So I'm believing that, Selena, that you can show people how to pull out and change the wording, but it's saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like the same thing as entrepreneur and hustler. What's the difference? Okay.
Right. Right.
What
Right.
is the difference?
The check
Okay.
if it's legal.
One is on the street, one is in the house. What's up? What's the difference? You know, but those are some of the things that I believe that if you guys will go, and I'm gonna show you her email. That's her email, is Selena Ware Consulting. Go to her. She knows what she's talking about. But I love the fact when she said that she learned through our class we were in academy is that we can say no, and all money ain't good money. So just know, coming to her, she has a filter now. Okay, you should have called her what, a few months ago, but then
Right.
now you kiss her down, she ready for you. She got a filter, and that's her website as well. Now, before we leave, okay, let me show you the phone number. Okay, before we leave, not only is she's a entrepreneur in technology. We talked about a little bit about resumes, business services, things of that nature. She also has an amazing book that is coming out on Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles. You can find her everywhere. She's just popular like that. So STEM is for you. And tell us what STEM stands for, and that'll definitely tell you what the book is about.
STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math, and it is a children's book. It's catered to Black and Brown children. Black and Brown children only make up 3% of the technology jobs
Wow.
in the industry. And it's not because they're less talented. A lot of it is just because of a lack of exposure. So
Wow.
I'm here to make sure that you know you can do it.
That's exactly right. Hey, you guys better get our book. I think it's coming out October the 21st,
First.
which is what, in 20 more days. Okay, that's easy to count. I don't like math. I can count your money, but I don't like math. So let me run to where you can find her. Okay, Selena, I appreciate you. That's her email right there. I give no excuse kits. Okay,
Yes.
here's her website. Hey, we even got a phone number. Wow. Okay. And I'm not finished. And that's her IG and her Facebook as well. So this is a no excuse kit. And hey, it's been really nice and a pleasure interviewing you, Selena. I,
You
I,
too.
I like doing this. I really like it. Okay. So
Thank
therefore,
you.
you have been listening to, y'all know, I'm trying to find it here. As you know, it's like, oh Lord. Okay, Marilyn Green. It's Snapshot, home of the 15-minute selfie. And if you'd like to join my show, when this comes out, I'm going to drop information in the chat, as I would ask you to do as well, Selena. When it
Yes, ma'am.
comes out, to put your information right there in the chat so people can see who you are, and they can go to your website and find out what you're doing. But nevertheless, I appreciate you greatly, and thank you so much for coming on Snapshot, home of the 15-minute selfie. Bye for now.
Bye bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.